Welcome to Sam's Russian Adventures. My name's Sam, an English guy who lives in provincial Russia. So, over the last couple of days, my traffic suddenly just took a dive and I was thinking, why? What's happened? What's the problem here? And then it was yesterday that I finally realised it has happened to me. Something that I've been talking about for a while, saying that YouTube favours content which is anti-Russia, which is anti-Putin, which is anti-everything about Russia, but loves content that portrays Russia negatively. Well, now we have the proof. My channel has been completely demonetized. I can no longer earn any money from YouTube at all. Not only has my channel been demonetized, but other YouTubers from Russia or in Russia who blog in English have now had their channels demonetized by YouTube. We all received an email a few days ago that looks like this. And so there you go. That basically says that the ads account has been suspended, and so therefore we were unable now to earn any money from YouTube. Now you might think, well, hang on a second, wasn't YouTube in Russia demonetized already? Well, no. Google initially, about a year ago, decided that they were going to stop allowing Russian advertisers to advertise on YouTube. And basically that meant that we couldn't get or make any money as YouTubers from views within Russia. So if a Russian person within Russia was watching my channel, the ads wouldn't be there. There's no ads, so I would not generate any ad revenue. But I was able to generate ad revenue from anyone watching outside of Russia. But now YouTube has taken that away. So is this something that YouTube have done to persecute all Russian bloggers? Do they want to punish people in Russia to basically say to them, you're not going to be able to make any money from our platform? Well, no, they haven't done that at all. All they've done is they've singled out people that they think don't show Russia in the negative way that they want Russia to be showed. Such channels, well, I'm not going to mention names, that portray Russia negatively, they haven't been blocked. Google has basically been saying, and it's been saying this for a while, and it's something that I've been talking about for a long time, look, you can create content about Russia as long as it's negative. If you make content about Russia that's negative, we will promote your channel, we will show you videos to loads of people, and you'll make loads of money. If you make content which portrays Russia as it is, no money, channel blocked. And so what does this mean for my channel? Well, my YouTube channel is still here, as you can see this video. But I won't make any money from YouTube. Anyone that watches any of the videos on this channel now, I'm just doing it completely for free, have no income from YouTube at all. Now, I do feel very, very sorry for some of the other bloggers, the other YouTubers who have basically lost their ability to run ads as well. I had an account like Ellie from Russia. I don't see her doing anything propaganda against Russia. All she does is show it as it is. The same thing has happened to her channel. So what does this mean for me? Well, in this video, I'm going to do a whole Q&A because I know that a lot of people have been asking for a Q&A style video. You want me to answer all the questions, and so this, I guess, is a perfect opportunity to do it. Where am I now, for example? Why am I here? Why am I in this Russian village? What's going on? Well, over here, let me turn the camera around, is a house that I was building. So until a year ago, I had an affiliate marketing business. I was able to make money online, and my customers were people living outside of Russia. But then just over a year ago, Visa and MasterCard and Swift, well, that whole situation happened, and now I'm unable to receive payments from overseas. So my affiliate marketing business closed. Hence the half-built house here, which is just standing here for now. So then I thought, well, hang on a second, if the affiliate marketing business is dead in the water and I can't make any money from that, let me make money from YouTube. And as soon as I made that decision like half a year ago, I noticed something happened to my channel. I stopped getting loads of views. I was thinking, you know, what's going on? I criticised YouTube a couple of times for favouring content that portrays Russia negatively, and now, half a year later, well, I've kind of been proved right, haven't I? Because they've decided that my content doesn't fit the scenario that they want to be showing, and now I'm unable to make money from YouTube too. This is my next door neighbour's house, and look at the park he's got here. He purchased this land opposite the house and he's turned it into an amazing park. It's absolutely incredible. I'm going to go walk on it now. Hopefully he's not going to get mad, but it is really amazing here. And one of the great things about this area here, all of these trees are going to go green soon, and it is absolutely picturesque. It really is. So when I started building my house almost 2 years ago, I think it was actually, I didn't think I'd have the problem with Swift and the problem that I wouldn't be able to receive income from customers living outside of Russia. Everything looking back at that time of my life seemed, well, pretty rosy. So look, my house is over there where my finger's pointing to, and then we've got 2 more houses on the road, just these 2, and then it's a dead end. Ah, it's so picturesque here in summer you can't imagine. So what does this mean for me? What does it mean for my channel? Well, I'm going to continue to make content on this channel because my main goal is to make content to show people around the world what Russia is like, and whether I get paid or not, I'm still going to be making that content because it's important that people living around the world get to know what life in Russia is like. What am I going to do for money? Well, it's a bit crazy right now, and first of all I want to thank all the people who have been supporting me. I have 9 people so far who have been supporting me, sending me money through Buy Me a Coffee. There's a Buy Me a Coffee link now at the top, the first comment on all my videos, that people can click on and buy me a coffee, essentially. Send me a bit of money to support me, and a few people have been really helping me out. If you find my content valuable and you want to support me, you can do. I'm not going to say you must do, but if you want to support me, of course you can do. There'll also be a Patreon link and a link for my, what's it called? PayPal. There'll be a link for my PayPal as well. So if you want to support me, you can do. So I also have another channel in the works. This is a channel that I've been thinking about creating for about a year, and I've been filming content for it already. It's about Russian road trips. It's kind of Bold and Bankrupt-esque, but there's going to be more content, more speaking to people, and I'm going to be going to places that no foreigner has been to. It's going to be places that you're going to be shocked at. Some of these places, really interesting, and it's all about Russian road trips, getting out in my car on the road, filming, meeting people, going to places and locations that you would never have dreamt about going ever. That channel is called B Road Russia. B Road, not the A Road, not the highway, not the motorway, not the autobahn, B Road Russia, because it's about going places that are kind of off the beaten track. Now, if you like road trips, if you like me speaking to locals, speaking to babushkas, going to old abandoned buildings, going to top secret places, places that you would never have known about, or things that were perhaps forbidden to visit during the Soviet Union, if that's the kind of stuff you like, then sign up for my new channel, because it's going to be really interesting for you. Now, if that's the stuff that you don't like, if you don't enjoy road trips, okay, if you don't enjoy me mingling with like local babushkas and speaking with them, don't sign up for my channel. Because what's happened with this channel as well, I've got some people on this channel that love the fact that I go to bars and meet girls, right? I've got other people on this channel that hate when I go to bars and want me to be political. I've got other people that love the political stuff, love the bars, but hate me speaking with babushkas. And I've got other people that want me to go and speak with babushkas but hate the rest of the stuff. And I've got a huge audience of all different types of people. On this channel, there's going to be all different types of videos, but on the new channel it's going to be strictly Russian road trips. A lot of camping, a lot of staying at different towns, cities, villages, a lot of going on the train, going on the car. If you're interested in that kind of stuff, then subscribe to that channel, but if you're not, then just don't, okay? So a lot of people want to know, who am I, how did I end up in Russia, all about that kind of stuff. Let me tell you, I was a bit of a crazy kid. I always loved everything to do with Russia. My favourite footballer was Russian. He was actually born in Ukraine, but his parents were Russian. He ended up playing for Russia, representing Russia. And he played for Man United. His name was Andrei Kanchelskis. Those of you who are like my age might remember that name. I actually got to meet him here. It was really amazing, but that's a story for a different day. So fast forward to my later teenage years, and I was going nowhere. I was getting in trouble. My friends were going nowhere. You know, basically, most of you have probably experienced that, or experienced that with your kids. And it got to age like 23, 24, wasn't really doing anything with my life, and I thought, I've got to make a change. And I remembered that I was always interested in Russia. I had some Russian friends that I got introduced to that are actually from the city of Vladimir. They invited me to Vladimir for a 2-week holiday to stay with them in the summer. They're actually living full-time in the UK. And I went there, absolutely loved it, decided to come back a few times, and then ended up staying. How did I learn Russian? I'm the worst student in the world, so studying was never something for me. What I did was, to start with, got student visas to come to Russia. So I was essentially supposed to be studying Russian at the local university. However, I didn't go. I couldn't be bothered to go. All the people that I made friends with that lived in Vladimir were like foreign students, and we just spoke in English together. But eventually, their study finished, they decided to leave, and I was in Russia and needed to know Russian. Now, in those days, there wasn't smartphones, there wasn't anything like that, so you had to order a taxi on the phone. You couldn't just get one to come pick you up. You couldn't order food online, any of that stuff. You had to literally get out there and speak to people, and that kind of forced me into learning Russian, going out and speaking to people. Now, a lot of you people that are not Russian might think, wow, your Russian's really amazing, Sam. It isn't. My Russian is not amazing at all. I just learnt it. It's similar to probably someone like Bold and Bankrupt, who we just, without grammar, just kind of speak it and kind of wing it and feel confident in speaking. That's one of the most important things. So there's nothing that I don't feel that I can't do or can't say. I'm very confident in my ability to speak, but I was never someone who could study it. If you want to study, if you go to a Russian university and do 1 year intensive study at a Russian university, then your Russian will be better than mine. 1 year at university in Russia won't cost that much at all. It'll probably cost about $2,000 for a year's worth of study. And in that year, you'll attend classes maybe 10, 20 hours a week. And by the time you get to the end, your Russian will be amazing. So a lot of people have said to me, Sam, I want to come to Russia. How do I go about it? Well, what I did was I got a student visa and I came here as a student, but I didn't study. I can't be bothered to go to classes as long as you kind of go to the minimum. I know this isn't like the best advice for you, but if you go to the minimum and show that you're kind of there and thereabouts at the university and they see you, they realise that you're alive, then you can get a student visa and you can basically study Russian a little bit, right? And you're just free to go and do what you want, and it doesn't cost much. And that's what I did for a while. I would go to the UK, I would work a little bit, I would save some money, I would come back. And I did that for quite a few years. Now, I was lucky at the time when I first came here, it was like 2003, 2004, 2005. There was great opportunities in real estate. You could buy a property within a year, 2 years, the price had doubled or tripled, and you could sell it. And that's what I was doing for the first couple of years. In 2008, the world crisis happened, if you can remember. Everything was a bit of a disaster then, just as it is now, I guess, for me. So I decided to create an English language school. I partnered up with a university from the UK who would send their third-year gap year students who were studying Russian at an English university to me, to Vladimir, for a year. They would study Russian at our university and they would teach English to our local kids and our local teenagers, and that was kind of like the course that I put together. I ran that for 3.5 years, but I actually got scammed by the university involved, completely ripped me off, and I was left bankrupt. So my life, as you know already, has like had crazy ups and downs. It was all so quiet here before, but my neighbour has decided to do some power washing of his car. I think that's what's going on, unless he's power washing the driveway or something. And there's just like a noise as if there's like a waterfall or something behind these trees. So after that, I went into affiliate marketing because I just wanted it to be me. I didn't want any more people. I didn't want to have to run a business, any of these things that were really stressful. I owed money everywhere. It was a complete disaster. I lost all my properties. It was a nightmare. So I thought, right, it's just going to be me and the computer. And then it ended up being me and a studio. I started creating videos and doing video marketing. But then once the situation with Ukraine happened in a year, just over a year and a half ago almost now, I lost my ability to earn money from people living overseas, and that disappeared as well. So a lot of people ask me, Sam, you drive a Porsche, are you really rich? Well, as I've already pointed out, you know, my Porsche is 10 years old and it's got dents and scratches all over it. Look, you can see the plastic here fell off when I was driving the other day, and it was hanging off and hitting the side. I had to rip it off. I've got a massive scratch that you can't see at the moment because of how dirty it is over here. I've got a huge dent in the back here. I need a back bumper. It doesn't look so bad now. You can see that one of the exhaust covers has come off here. My back windscreen wiper doesn't work. I've got another scratch on this side that you can't see because of the dirt. What else? It makes a crazy electric noise when I drive. Someone's nicked the Porsche badges from inside the wheels. So for those of you who think like I must be really rich, yeah, I drive a Porsche, like all I can say is looks are deceiving, guys. Looks are deceiving. So this is kind of my life at the moment, a Porsche that's falling apart on a half-built house. But I'm not down, I'm not sad about it. I know that I've just got to find alternatives. So what other questions do I need to answer? Other people ask me, Sam, are you married? Are you married? No, I'm not married. I actually haven't actually felt love for about 10 years. I don't know what happened. I just kind of stopped caring. I don't know, it's weird. I've been on antidepressants for about 10 years, and it might be connected to that, because I have huge panic attacks when I go to places, when I get stuck and trapped in places. I have crazy huge panic attacks. And I guess since I started taking those antidepressants to help with the panic attacks, it kind of numbed the feeling, and I just kind of like, I don't know, I don't feel love. I haven't felt love for a long time. A lot of people ask me, Sam, are you a spy? Are you a KGB spy? Do you work for Putin? Things like that. Those kind of questions just kind of really like, are just really stupid for me, because imagine, like, I don't know why everybody thinks that if a foreigner lives in Russia then they must be a spy. It's such a crazy thing. It's like, if a foreigner lives in America, are they automatically a spy? No, you wouldn't even think about it, right? You wouldn't even think to even mention it, but yet if it's Russia, then straight away you must be a spy. It's just so crazy. I like how the people on my road have just like built like cool things opposite. There's some more examples further up the road. It's funny how looks can be deceiving, right? And how we can be fooled, because if I just filmed this, we'd think, oh, typical Russia, really bad. But if I swung it around and showed you their house, then it paints a completely different image, right? I like how they've made their garden here, look, with this little tree house, this little bench here. This is amazing in summer, this bench, because it's all flowers and beautiful and green. The goal is a bit weird, isn't it? So this house here, I've also done a little tree house, but this is not as good as the others. This is kind of like the kind of tree house that I'm capable of making. So this here is kind of like no man's land. It's basically supposed to be, because of the new rules now when building outside of town, you're supposed to have a track or a road for the fire department to get down in case of a fire. But obviously no one's bothered about tarmacking it or anything like that, because, well, it's up to the government to do that, I suppose. So there's me, look, down there. I was actually interested in this house initially, but it was a bit too expensive. I really love this house here on the right. Very picturesque Russian style. I'll show you it from the other side in a second. So when I emigrated, as it was, to Russia, I didn't decide just to do it and say I'm going to move to Russia when I'd never been there. I slowly went there a few times, went once, went twice, went as a student, visited my friends, did different things, and then eventually I decided, right, okay, I've been here a while, something I want to do, I'm going to look into what I can do now to stay. And so I decided to stay as a student, basically, and that's what I've talked about already. I decided to get a student visa and stay here for a while as a student, and then just see how it goes. And as you're here, you meet new people, you make new friends, make new acquaintances, and new opportunities arise for you. A lot of people ask me, was it difficult when I first came here? No, it wasn't difficult because I didn't look at it like that. You can't look at it as in you're moving straight away, right? And you've got to plan everything out. You don't need to do that. Just take things one step at a time. Take days one step at a time. You can't think for 5 years in advance, right? Just come here one day and just take each day as a separate day, and just as you do wherever you are now, right? But if you're really looking to move, right, and you're looking for that way in, I'd say as an American I think you can get a 3-year tourist visa, but I don't know if you're allowed to work on that visa. I'm not sure what the rules are, but most people can't get visas for such a long time, right? I know there's a business visa, but it's something crazy like you 3 months in and 3 months out or something like that. So obviously it's difficult, but I'd say the two main options you've got are, first of all, come as a student, apply to study Russian at a university, spend a year going to university and studying Russian. Your Russian will be amazing at the end. Or come here and work as an English teacher. Now, teaching is horrible. It's not something I'd like to do. I've done it every now and again when I've filled in for sick teachers at the school I used to have. I used to hate it. But that is another option. Come here as an English teacher. There are loads and loads of job opportunities as an English teacher. To move to Russia, you'll have a great group of friends and a great support network, because the people who are helping you at the school, right, they'll really want to help you to settle, to stay, because you're like gold to them, right? Especially right now when not many people are visiting Russia. People from overseas who are going to come to teach English, well, you know, you're valuable to them, you're an asset, so they want you to enjoy your time here. Another thing is that you'll make friends with your students. Now, obviously if you're teaching kids, you're not going to make friends with the kids, but you'll make friends possibly with their parents. You might be teaching adults. So you're going to have like a support network around you of people that are going to want to be friends with you. If you're teaching adults, then they are going to want to make friends with you and to go out to show you their town, to show you around Russia, because it benefits them, because they're going to have like a friend who's going to be able to teach them English, and obviously you're going to make friends and friends with their friends, and therefore, so teaching English is a great way and a great way to get yourself into Russia. You might not enjoy teaching, but you get yourself here, teach Russian, teach English, and then make acquaintances, find opportunities. I like this house here, it's got an amazing view. Can't really see it now, but all those trees that I was showing you before, well, this guy's bought the plot of land opposite his house too, so there's a complete free space opposite the house, which just shows the amazing trees and the forest. So people want to know what camera I use. This camera right now that I'm using is the Sony FDR-X3000. Why do I like it? It's got good microphones on both sides, and I think it's the best camera for just daily vlogging. Now obviously if you're in a room, if you're interviewing, or if you're just going around by yourself and you know you're not going to be speaking to other people, you can put a microphone on. I also like to use the GoPro. I think the GoPro is an amazing camera, but this is just more versatile, simply because without an external microphone, it has a microphone on the front and the back, so it's good for interviewing people, for speaking to people from both sides of the camera. Now obviously you can put a whole microphone on there and all that stuff, and people say to me, well, why don't you put a microphone on the babushka you're speaking to and stuff like that? But the thing is, right, you're vlogging on the go. When you're vlogging on the go, you don't want to be going up to people and saying, well, can I ask you a question, right? Can I stick a microphone on you? Gives them way too many opportunities to say, oh no, forget that, I don't want to do it. So the best camera for me for vlogging on the go, for versatility, for its size, is the Sony FDR-X3000. A lot of people ask me, how did I view the Soviet Union as a kid? How did I view Russia growing up? The same as everyone else, I guess. We all learn from the day we kind of can read or write, or we can watch films, that Russia are the baddies. It's always been that way. And I guess that was what made it even more intriguing for me, because nothing good ever gets told about Russia, ever. As far as my life has gone, it's always been like that. Obviously I was into Russia before the internet, but as far as I can remember, they always just said bad things about Russia, so I was just interested to learn more. I was like, there's got to be more information, there's got to be something more. Why are they just showing all the bad things about it? There's got to be something good there, like what are they hiding? So that made me more interested to get out there and to find out more. So a lot of people ask me, do foreign cards work in Russia? No, they don't work. Your Visa, your MasterCard, they're not going to work here, not going to work in the machines, not going to work at the terminals, you're not going to be able to use them. People have asked me about, well, I got one comment definitely from a guy who said, I want to retire, I want to move to Russia, how do I go about it? Well, it depends on what country you're from. I've already talked about the 3-year American visa, or there's a business visa that gets you 3 months in, and then the types of ways to come to Russia initially. The problem you're going to find is getting your pension here. How are you going to get your pension to Russia? Now there's ways around, I'm talking about this on camera, there's ways around getting money into Russia and out of Russia, but the best way is, you know, if you're serious about moving to Russia, then what I would say and what I would suggest is go to a Facebook group called, what's it called, Moscow Expats. Now this is a Facebook group of foreigners living in Russia. There's like about 20,000 people in the group, and you can put your questions to the group, and there's going to be people that are going through or have gone through things that you are wanting to do yourself right now, and they can tell you the latest up-to-date information about how to get money in and out of Russia, the types of visas, things like that. You can even just put a question saying, this is who I am, this is what I want to do, can you tell me how to do it? And you're going to find other people that have done those things that can give you the advice that's up to date. So people often ask me, do I ever slip up? Do I ever speak the wrong language? Yeah, all the time. I think in Russian mainly. I usually just dream and think in Russian, and then I often forget loads of English words, more than Russian words, I think. If you want to come to Russia but you don't speak Russian, don't worry about it, just come here. With iPhones and all the tablets and all that kind of stuff now, there's so much stuff you can do, you don't even need to speak Russian. There's so much access to all information, to places, taxis, all that kind of stuff, to places to order food from. You know, you can get virtually anything delivered now, and you know, Russians are going to help you. When I first came here, I didn't speak Russian, and I lived here for about 5 years without virtually speaking anything. And it's part of the journey. It's part of the journey. Just embrace it and enjoy it, and you know, you'll pick things up as you go. This is the house I was showing you as I was walking past, but they've got a big fence there now, so you can't really see it. Just going through all the questions, and one of the questions was, where's best, England or Russia? Very difficult to answer, because obviously I love Russia and I love England. You know, I was born in England, and I have great memories of England. I miss a lot of friends from the UK. I miss... Well, you know, you always miss your kind of like younger years. You know, your younger years are filled with nostalgia. You don't really care about anything, you just do, don't you? You know, you're younger, you can make mistakes. Obviously, everyone has more of a laugh when they're younger, go out, does crazy things. That's just, so, you know, but when I go back to England, the thing is, England isn't like that for me anymore, right? So when I go back there, it's not like it was. So now I prefer it in Russia. I'm not really scared of anything in Russia. People say, what are you scared of in Russia? Nothing. I really like it here. I feel completely at home here. This is where I live. I love the people. I love everything about it. You know, one thing maybe, I prefer international food. I prefer Indian food, and our town isn't big on Indian food. So a lot of people have asked about, you know, what changed in me when I moved to Russia. It's a very difficult question to answer, because you change over time. Your habits change over time. I'd say, you know, you swear in Russian, for example, you know, something will happen, you don't think, and you swear in Russian instead of swearing in English, right? I'd say what mindset things have changed. I can't really think. You see the world differently. That's one thing, because every person that I know that's been here sees the world how I see the world. And people that haven't been here see the world completely differently. So it's a very interesting way for your mind to develop. When you live, I guess, anywhere in the world that isn't your own country, you'll start to pick up, and your mentality will change, and you'll be like somebody who's from that country, I guess. So some people have asked where I was originally from. I don't know if I've mentioned it. I'm from Nottingham. My parents are from the north, like my dad's from Widnes, which is near to Liverpool, and my mum is from Yorkshire, so I've got that kind of like northern blood in me. Let's see, what other questions have we got? People have asked if I've faced any discrimination because I'm from the UK. No, not at all. People are interested to speak to you, Sometimes you'll get annoying drunk people that want to sing a song from the Beatles or something like that, but generally people are interested in foreigners, they're interested to learn more about them. When I first came here it was slightly different, but now, like all foreigners are completely welcome. I'd say the only thing is filming. So if I ask, there's certain questions you can't ask. The Russians won't speak to me about because they'll just see me as a potential propagandist. So I can't really ask anything that's political. If I ask something on camera that's political, people will just say, okay, don't film me. Because they're used to foreigners portraying Russia badly. That's what foreign news does, and so therefore they don't trust it. Even my friends, right? Even my closest friends, you know, if I ask them a political question, they don't want to be recorded. But having said that, when I went back to Nottingham, which I do quite often, I haven't done because of COVID and then Ukraine, but when I go back to Nottingham, last time I was there, well, not the last time, but a previous time that I was there, I made a video about the upcoming World Cup in Russia. And I went around the city asking people's opinions about the upcoming World Cup, what they think it's going to be like, and everybody refused to answer the question. I actually got 3 people who I did manage to film, and they were all foreigners. So this is a strange question. It's something that pops up quite a lot. People say, do the authorities stress you? No, not at all. People say, do you get, you know, manhandled or strip searched when you enter the country? No. You know, it's just like coming to any normal country in the world. It's the same as going anywhere. Like, it's, you know, not at all. Just come here. It's completely fine. There's this image, isn't there, that on the street, the Russian policemen are there waiting to beat you. That's just not the case. It's just, you know, a normal place to live. So about the house that I currently live in, I rent that house. I've been renting it for a number of years. I used to own properties, but I lost all the properties I had when I had a bad business venture with my school that I opened. It was a basically financial disaster. I ended up getting scammed, so I lost my properties. But now, so I've been renting this house. It's not a nice house. It might look a nice house, but it's not a nice house. The plan was to build the house that I'm building and move into that, but that's where we are now. A lot of Russians ask me, what's going on with the music in the car? The only reason I put that music in the car is because YouTube doesn't flag you for copyright. I guess it doesn't really matter anymore because I can't be demonetized because I'm already demonetized. But before, I would always play Radio Dacha in the car, because if I play the radio or one of my favorite songs for more than 10 seconds, then YouTube will flag it, demonetize me, flag me for copyright, and any money that I'll earn from the video will go to the person that created the music. People say to me, why don't you live in Sochi or Krasnodar or somewhere like that where it's really hot and really nice and, you know, mild winters and hot summers? Basically because once you already move to one Russian city, it's difficult. You make your acquaintances, you know the people you need to go to for different things. You have in Russia, yeah, it's difficult. That's all I can say. As a foreigner, you kind of like land in one place and you'll end up pretty much staying there because you've created a life for yourself in that one place. People also ask me, how is it that locals can understand I'm a foreigner? So easy, so easy. My accent is shocking, really bad. Basically, if you are Russian, then you know straight away that someone's a foreigner. I love this time of year. No snow. Soon it's going to be green and beautiful everywhere. This looks like a nice new house they're building here, doesn't it? 1-floor houses are pretty good because you don't have to mess around with the whole stairs thing. How does this area compare to areas where you are in the world? I'm guessing the roads are the first sign that it's Russia. The reason the roads have not been tarmac so far is because, look, for example, this plot of land here is still building, or has not been built at all, right? So when they come here and they lay the foundations, it will destroy the tarmac. Those big machines and the cranes or whatever they need and delivering all the foundations, they'll destroy the tarmac. So they don't do the roads until all the houses have been built. Otherwise, it's just going to destroy the road. Another thing you'll notice is that all the houses are different because the land is basically a type of land that allows you to build individual houses. So it's up to you what kind of house you want to build, what kind of style you want it to be. So the area ends up being, well, lots and lots of different types of houses. So that's where it comes to the end of today's video, I guess. What am I going to do next? I'm going to continue making content because that's what I want to do. If you want to support me and you want to support my channel, I'll put the links below. You can support me. You don't have to support me. It's up to you. I've chosen this career path. I've chosen this, not you. So by all means, just watch my videos and enjoy my videos and leave me comments or whatever. Like them, of course, if you can. Obviously, I'm not going to make any YouTube money. But again, this is something that I've chosen to do. I feel that this is the path that I want to take in my life right now. And hopefully, I'll get by, I'll get enough money to cover my bills and my outgoings, and hopefully my second channel, if that can become monetized, then hopefully I'll be able to earn some money from that channel, and we'll just see where the future leads. I think it's vital for real Russia to be shown to the world. I've taken on the responsibility as one of those people who wants and is prepared to show real Russia to the world. I'm not going to let YouTube stop me. I do have a Rumble account. I have synced my Rumble account with my current YouTube channel, so all my videos are over there too. So you can follow me. It's exactly the same name. It's Sam's Russian Adventures on Rumble, but it's basically the same content that's on this YouTube channel. And if you do want to follow me on my new channel, which is all about Russian road trips to places that are basically not on the map or places that you will have not heard of at all, then you can do so by clicking the link below. I'll put that below this video. The name of the channel is B Road Russia. It's all about road trips. I'm going to upload the first piece of content onto that channel in the next few days. Hopefully it's going to be fun and interesting and give you a different idea about what Russia's like off the beaten track. And again, if you want to support me, the links will be at the top of the comments on every video from now on. Don't feel that you have to support me. Don't feel that it's your, what's the word? I don't know the Russian word. I'm forgetting the words all the time. Don't feel that you obliged. Don't feel that you're obliged, is that the word? Don't feel that you have to support me, right? You're a viewer on YouTube. Watch my content, enjoy my content. If you get value from it, give me a like and a comment. That's supporting me, okay? You don't have to be one of these people that supports me financially, but if you do, that's great as well. Life is full of ups and downs, and this is just another step in the journey.